Welcome to the Fifth Estate, a conversation between young African scholars from the Fort Hall School of Government and Professor Mtahi. Today, we are puzzled, very puzzled. And we are rarely puzzled at the Fort Hall School of Government.
The world has been hit by a deadly virus, and it is spreading amongst humans at an alarming rate. It was uncontainable in Britain and has recently surfaced in the US. This is the anti-establishment bug, and its symptoms are as follows. A nauseous dislike for anything that represents the establishment, including governments, banks without toilets, and crooked mainstream media. Those affected by the virus have made up their minds. Don't confuse them with the facts. And the final symptom is incredible night vision. Because the victims cannot sleep at night, their eyes have mastered the night. As the rest of us sleep through the revolution, these victims can see things that are invisible to us. The question that bothers me is this: will this virus hit us?
If Trump, Brexit, and the white humans of the North are being driven by the anti-establishment bug, what is this bug? What is this disruptive innovation? According to Clayton Christensen, disruptive innovations are game-changing ideas that win bigly, to quote Trump. Such disruptions in Kenya include M-Pesa, Uber, and Raila. They have 4 features. 1. Simplicity, meaning that they are easy to understand and use. 2. Convenience, meaning that value can be derived from them effortlessly. 3. Accessibility, meaning that they can be reached without difficulty or pain. 4. Affordability, meaning that they are not expensive. But can we say the same thing for Raila? Is he a disruptive innovator like Trump, or is he more disruptive than innovative?
But how do we know that this anti-establishment virus is going viral and a positive disruption is happening? Let us turn to Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point. He identifies 3 symptoms. I will speak to the first one, which is the power of context. For disruptive innovation to happen, the context must be right. There must be a hunger and a problem to be solved. But most of us don't see things changing. In business, in politics, and even love. We can't read the signs of the time. Kings have been overthrown by revolutions they did not have an idea about. Presidents have had to flee their capitals because of uprisings they did not expect. And corporate giants have fallen because they never saw it coming. In order to be creatively destructive, one must remain hungry, remain foolish, and live in a constant fear of a changing context. As Thomas Hardy said, fear is the mother of foresight. But does Ruto experience fear? And if our politicians do not experience fear, will they know if the context changes in favor of their opponents?
Voting for Uhuru and Ruto in 2013 was a disruptive innovation. It went against all odds, it was anti-establishment in a sense, and the context favored such a rebellion against established norms, in my view. The question, however, that we must pose is the following. Does the moment favor Uhuru and Ruto? The answer to that question is a resounding no. But we must pose the same question for Raila Odinga. Does the moment favor him? And the answer for him as well is a resounding no. In fact, in my view, if Raila is defeated in this election, that will be the disruptive innovation. It will be the new change that Kenya desires. In fact, defeating Raila will be more newsworthy than defeating Uhuru. Retiring him once and for good is going to be the innovation. But is the moment right for this? Does the context call for his retirement? And the answer, in my view, is a resounding yes.
The second symptom identified by Malcolm Gladwell is the law of the critical few over the trivial majority. Political disruptions are not caused by many people. They're caused by a few, a critical few. Everybody abandoned Trump. Only a critical few who believed in disruption stuck with him. The trivial majority crucified Jesus, but the critical few of 12 disciples changed the world. Lenin in Russia converted 17 disciples who converted 17 million to the communist cause. King Leonidas of Sparta fought over 1 million Persians using only 300 soldiers. Even in the Bible, Gideon defeated the vast Midianite army with 300 men. In sum, and according to Margaret Mead, Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Between Uhuru and Raila, who is the establishment? Who will invite the disruptive innovation?
Nawauliza wangwana, hesabu ni ya maana. Hata ingawaje hesabu ni ngumu, lakini lazima tufanye hiyo hesabu. Mimi nimeambia wangwana kwamba wewe ulikuwa waziri wa KANU wa mwaka mmoja. Mimi nikawa waziri wa KANU wa miezi miwili. Kwa sababu I was appointed Minister for Home Affairs in October, tukafukuzwa December. Tukaenda upinzani, alafu tukarudia hii serikali ya nusu mkate. Mimi nikakaa 2.5 years nikafukuzwa, wewe ukakaa karibu miaka 3 ukafukuzwa. So ukiongeza miaka yote mimi na wewe tumekesi cabinet ni miaka 7. Ukiongeza yangu na yako. Lakini ukiongeza ya wale tunaoshindana na wao, Musalia sijui miaka 30, ule Kalonzo miaka 35 sijui, ule Kitendawili miaka 20 na kitu, ule mwingine wa matatizo miaka 10 na kitu, karibu inafika 20. Hiyo hesabu yote miaka yao inakuwa miaka 105.
The third symptom of disruptive innovation is the stickiness of an idea or product. That is, does the idea have the potential to cause an epidemic the way a contagious virus spreads through healthy humans? And as Gladwell puts it, is the idea irresistible and can it compel people to action? Is it sticky? Will this anti-establishment virus become contagious and spread like an epidemic? And will it spare a 2017 election? We must pause this question because the white humans are on the horns of dilemma. The virus that hit them only affected Africans in the past. The dilemma is whether they should re-export it to Africa and make it potent and culture it. And will Kenya be the first victim of anti-establishment virus? No idea.
A story is told of General Jackson Mulinge when he was seeking votes from the people of Kathiani. He detailed his development record to them. I built you roads, I built you schools, I brought you electricity, I brought you water, the good general told them. In the end, the voters told him in Kamba, Osa Sionde. In other words, get lost and take those projects with you. This is a value paradox of politics, that although water is more essential to human survival than diamonds, diamonds command a higher value in the marketplace. General Mulinge chose to preach water, but his people clamored for diamonds. Diamonds in this political mating season is national consensus and not development projects. The question we therefore ask is, will the development agenda win the election in 2017?
This election has no virus. Corruption is not viral enough to cause a disruption or a political epidemic, in my view. The best he can do is to reduce the voter turnout amongst Jubilee followers. And this is how a runoff will happen. Development also is not viral. In fact, it is as dry as a biscuit. And this is why the Muzungus have rejected it in favor of disruption. And although Uhuru has brilliant ideas regarding development, the context is wrong. It should not be like Mwai Kibaki during the 2007 election, where he revived the economy but collapsed the country. What is my point here? The country needs a vaccine to this anti-establishment virus before it is exported to us by the Muzungus. And the only vaccine, in my view, is a position of Prime Minister and 2 deputies. This should not be created for Raila Odinga. It should be created as a way of building national consensus, in my view.